Expectations were low going into this tie-in game for a show whose cancellation after just one season was recently announced, but Gemini Heroes Reborn refused to completely live up to the cliche by sometimes being more fun than the TV series that inspired it. That's not really saying much, but Gemini at least lets the series die with a shred of dignity. It's short, its graphics are rough and repetitive, and it is far from original. But in its best moments, this action puzzler does a decent job of delivering an authentic hero's experience, right down to the script's dorky attempts to inject modern slang.
Hey, check out these dope smart glasses. A bunch of Renatus employees were picked to field test them, and I got lucky.
Wisely, it avoids the burdens of focusing on any of the show's weak new crop of heroes. Instead, we have a new character, Cassandra, an unflappable young woman who is poking around an old base with a friend in order to learn the truth about her long-lost parents. Big surprise, she has powers. The lore unfortunately never gets much deeper than this, aside from some references to the show's characters and interactive objects, but Cassandra's rushed voyage of self-discovery does succeed in capturing a faint glimmer of what made Heroes' first season so appealing. It helps that her powers are fun to use. Gemini owes heavy debts to games like Mirror's Edge, Portal, and Bioshock, and while it never reaches similar heights, it combines these elements well enough to point to something that might have been greater in different circumstances. Cassandra's ability to travel in time between the 2008 and 2014 versions of the base allow for somewhat unconventional approaches to stealth and decent puzzles, and her power to speed and slow down time helps with tough encounters against armed guards and boosts her speed and jumps. Later, she even learns telekinesis, which unlocks some fun Matrix-like bullet catching and Bioshock-style beatdowns that suffer a bit from unintentionally hilarious Ragdoll physics. With a running time of just 5 hours, Gemini has the grace to end just as all this is getting repetitive and the occasionally bugged NPCs and decidedly antiquated graphics are starting to add up. Even the ending's twist can be seen a mile away. But that, I found, matters little, since the story never seriously attempts to overpower the gameplay, thus allowing us to relish the giddy fun of being a superhero instead. It's a lesson the show itself might have done well to learn from. For more on Heroes, stick with us here at IGN.